Hey guys, this is Shelby with the Rogers Public Library. So this week for Full Steam Ahead, I wanted to talk to you guys about digestion in our digestive tract, right? So when we talk about the digestive tract, we're talking about a bunch of different organs in our body, right? And it starts with our mouth, right? And it goes down through our esophagus and our intestines, to our stomach, which is where most of the digestion process happens. And then the matter that's left over after we digest food and get nutrients from it goes into our colon and then out when we go to the bathrooms, right? Um, so right. So when we're eating, what we're doing is we're getting what is called nutrients from food, right? So there's different kind of nutrients, right? There's macronutrients, which we need a lot of. So these are things like carbohydrates and fats and proteins and water. And then there's things that are called micronutrients that we don't really need a lot of, but we still need that are important for our bodies to function. So like vitamins and minerals like calcium and iron, those are what are called micronutrients. Um, so what I mean when I say that um, digestion starts with their mouths is that our spit is actually pretty cool, right? So it's mostly water like the rest of our bodies, but there's also a lot of cool chemicals in there called enzymes. And enzymes are they speed up reactions, right? Um, so in this case, right, there's two specific enzymes called lipase and amylase. And what these do is they break up fats, which are also called lipids. That's what lipase does. And then amylase breaks up starches, which are also called amylose, right? So there's a cool experiment you can do. All you need for this, and it is a little bit gross, is you just need some saltine crackers, right, and some spit, right? So what you do is you chew up a cracker. And then you don't swallow it. I'm going to swallow this one anyway. But yeah, but I did that. I chewed it up for a little bit and I spit it out in this cup. So this is a chewed up saltine cracker. And this is a not chewed up saltine cracker, right? So because of the amylase in my spit, the starch, which is the main chemical in saltines, right? The main carbohydrate that we get that we use to as a nutrient in our bodies, it's breaking down into smaller units, right? So specifically glucose, right? So the cool thing about starch is that it reacts with a specific chemical called iodine, right? So iodine is it's used for a lot of things. Yeah, you can use it to clean your wounds and stuff. It's kind of poisonous, just so you know, right? So you need to be careful when you use it. You need to have adult supervision. This isn't something that you want to get on your mouth or your nose or anything, right? And it will burn you if you get it on a cut, right? Kind of like rubbing alcohol does, right? So, but it's this orangish color, right? But the thing is, when iodine comes in contact with starch, it changes color. So we can see that here, right? Put another drop in. Awesome, yeah. So now it changes from this orangish color to a really dark purple color. And now we'll see what happened with the chewed up one. That's 3 drops, just like over there. Okay. This is our experiment, right? So it did change color, right? Right, they're not quite the same color, right? There's still a lot of starch in here, because it doesn't all break down all at once. But you can kind of, at least from where I'm standing, I can tell a difference, right? This is kind of a deeper, kind of closer to the orange, where this is more of a, I guess you say it's a cooler color, right? And cool being like, things like blue and green, as opposed to warm colors like yellow and red. Yeah, so that's our really cool experiment. And of course, digestion starts in our mouths, but it's a process that goes on through our entire digestive tract, or something I call our alimentary canal. And the majority of digestion happens in our stomach, right? Which is kind of like You think of it like kind of like a kneader, right? You get food gets broken up into really tiny components, and then kind of pressed into a ball called a bolus. And then that goes down to your stomach, and your stomach muscles squish it, and break it down and get all the nutrients out that you can, right? The stomach is also where proteins break down, right? So fats and carbohydrates start breaking down our mouths, but proteins are a little tougher. They start breaking down our stomach because our stomachs are really acidic. We also have we have a lot of bacteria in our stomach that also help us get nutrients out of food. So you think about, there's a lot of bad bacteria that you don't want in your body, but there's also good bacteria in your gut, in your stomach, that help us break down food and get all the nutrients out of it that we need. Yeah, but that's what I have for you guys this week. You can pick up a craft kit with some crackers and with a little bit of iodine that you need to be very careful with, right? That you can use to do this science experiment at home, right? So I hope you learned something. I'll see you next time.